All right, so we're just going to talk about this current storm system that is currently affecting the northeastern U.S. And this storm system right here is what was responsible for bringing that strong line of showers and storms with heavy rain that you felt earlier this morning if you were in central and eastern Pennsylvania. And you felt it more overnight if you were towards the western part of the state, western part of the viewing area. But this front is quickly pushing off to the east, and it's going to be pushing off the east coast by late this evening, early Saturday morning. And it is going to be responsible for bringing cold air down. So it's going to be bringing us a fresh shot of cold air down from the north and northwest. And we're going to get this northwesterly flow all the way back into here, into the Great Lakes region. And that is responsible for, so some places have already turned over to snow. So we're talking places like Erie, Pennsylvania. They're already reporting snowfall. Cleveland, Ohio is reporting snowfall. And Benton Harbor in southwest Michigan is reporting snowfall. And Huron County, Michigan, up in here, is reporting snowfall. And same with Traverse City in Michigan. They are changing over to snow, so the cold air is coming down from the north. And it is going to be a gusty day across the northeastern portion of the U.S. with high wind warnings here listed for the higher elevation of the Appalachian Mountain Range up into Vermont, New Hampshire, into Massachusetts and Connecticut. Looks like we might have a severe thunder. Yep, we have a severe thunderstorm warning associated with this line that is pushing over into New Jersey as we speak. And we got some high wind warnings here associated with the higher elevations of the Appalachians in western Pennsylvania, West Virginia, western Maryland, and northern Virginia. And I want to show you here why this storm system is occurring and what's going to happen next. So this is the piece of energy that brought us our storm system. This positively tilted trough is going to continue to lift to the northeast throughout the day and say goodbye to that one. And then we take a look at this one here. This one is going to deliver our next reinforcement shot of cold air, but this one's going to be more confined to the northern portion of the U.S. And you can see that we're in a more zonal flow, which means west to east. So that means that the cold air is going to be confined more up into the northern portion, the far northern portion of the U.S., including upper New England, upper Midwest, but more into Canada. That's where the cold air is going to be confined to. And this storm system, this piece of energy, pushes down through the Great Lakes region into southeastern Canada through late this weekend. And it just delivers a fresh shot of reinforcing cold air to the northern portion of the U.S. Not as far south this time as this first one and last weekend's one. And then after that, what happens? Well, let's take a look at the extended range forecast. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook put out by the Climate Prediction Center. And it is showing above average for the week of Christmas, so Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, into New Year's Day across a large portion of the U.S. And I will show you why here real quick before we move on to anything else. And that is because this is moving into Christmas Eve. You get this ridge to form in the central United States, and it's a persistent ridge. We're talking Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You get some of these short waves to come through, and it kind of breaks it down slightly, but it doesn't break it down fully. This ridge just keeps on persisting through that time period, through January 1st. And that's going to be responsible for bringing above average temperatures to a large portion of the central and southeastern portion of the United States, with more normal temperatures associated in the mid-Atlantic and the western North Pacific, and slightly below average as far north as Maine and into far northern western North Pacific, so such as Washington and Oregon. They might see slightly below average temperatures during that time period. But the majority of the United States is going to be breaking out the Crocs and the cargo shorts. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to show you here. Let's look at the surface real quick. I'm going to show you what it looks like at the surface. During this, I'm going to show you the precipitation map, because there is one spot that I want to pay attention to for the potential for snow around Christmas time. But let's take a look at this here first. So this is our current storm system that we're dealing with right now. That's going to keep pushing off to the... Why is it not going? Hold on. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, so it's going to keep pushing to the northeast. The flow behind it is going to be from the northwest. It's going to bring down that cold air from Canada. And then the second shot of reinforcing cold air, less moisture associated with this system, and that's going to stay further to the north. So that's why the cold air is going to be more confined to the northern portion of the U.S. And then the cold air kind of works on retreating, heading into Christmas Eve for the majority of the U.S. But you see right here, there is going to be a system that is going to pass through the Great Lakes region into the northeastern portion of the U.S., but the cold air is going to be confined more to upstate New York, into New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Maine. So that is a spot that we could see some light snow the day before Christmas Eve with this system. I don't think there's going to be a lot of moisture with it, and it's not really, I'll show you the upper air map here real quick associated with that system. But it will be enough to bring some light snow to the region. So here is that piece of energy going across the northeast. I'll back it up here one more time. This is heading into the day before Christmas Eve. So they might get some light snow up in New England. And then we have another piece of energy coming around the ridge into the northeastern U.S. the day after Christmas. And that's a little bit more concerning. I mean, it's not super strong, but I will show you here on the surface map. You might get a patch of freezing rain in portions of upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and then possibly some snow into Maine. It's not going to be a strong system again, but it could be enough to cause some issues in terms of traveling, especially the day after Christmas when people are heading home, people are heading back to work. So just be on the lookout for that. I mean, I'll keep you guys updated on that, and if I have to post a snowfall map, I will. I don't think it's going to cause too many issues, but it's definitely something that needs to be watched. I mean, and the models are showing this, and the cold air really, I mean, once you get down into southern New York and especially into Pennsylvania, cold air is going to be further up north because we're in a zonal flow, so the cold air gets confined up north into Canada, far northern portions of the U.S., not so far south. So it's not really going to be a concern for south of New York. But for upstate New York and the New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, that's where we want to watch for icing potential and possibly some snowfall, some accumulating snow. What was I going to show you here? I was going to show you the upper air map one more time here. Let me pull that up. And that's the piece of energy that is associated with that heading through southeastern Canada here. And there it goes. And I'll show you what it looks like at the surface one last time. There is that storm system, and it's going to push off to the east, but it could bring some light snow and freezing rain to the New England area. And I want to show you one last thing before we go. Let's look at the temperatures. Where is that at? There we go. I'm still getting used to this layout here for Pivotal Weather. I love it, but I'm just getting used to it. Whoa, it's not backing up. All right, here we go. All right, so here is our first shot of cold air from this system that's passing through today. Then there's that reinforcing shot of cold air across portions of the northern tier of the U.S. And then as we get into Christmas Eve, you get warm temperatures across the south central U.S. and southeastern U.S., and you can see these really nice looking temperatures. And even, I mean, this is the GFS, and it is showing that on the day after Christmas, we're talking possibly into the mid-50s, low to mid-50s across southeastern PA, possibly into the low 50s in New York and into Connecticut. It's something that we need to watch out for. I mean, we might get some warmer temperatures creeping up our way, leading to well above average just for a day or two before temperatures kind of go back to normal. And this is heading into New Year's Eve. You can see still pretty warm across the southeast and south central U.S. So just, enjoy the warm weather while it lasts, because we're going to be heading into January, and a lot can happen in January. So let's be clear. A lot can happen in January. There's the warm is not going to stick around for long. So enjoy it while it lasts. Break out those Crocs and cargo shorts one last time. Break out your flip-flops and just enjoy it while it lasts, because January is right around the corner, and then we got February and March, and they can all be active months in terms of winter weather. So enjoy it while it lasts, and hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for our next video update either tonight or tomorrow.